Just the other day, the official Sonic accounts put out a new trailer for Sonic X Shadow Generations, showing off the Doom powers. And while this trailer is crazy hype, Metal Overlord, Sunset Heights, Chaos Island, but before getting distracted by all that other stuff, I do really want to focus on the main thing of the trailer, the Doom powers, and really how they compare to the obvious comparison, the Wisps. And I really want to get into how the Wisps work in Sonic Colors and how the Doom powers work in Shadow Generations, and why I believe the Doom powers, while having similar virtues to the Wisps and the way they function, appear to look so much more fun to use practically. So I'm not going to waste any more time, let's get on into it. First things first, what are the Wisps? The Wisps are power-ups in Sonic Colors that allow you to access new routes, get hidden items like the red rings, and be able to rack up way more score to be able to get that S rank, which is shockingly difficult in this game, oh my goodness. And so the way I'm describing it, what is the main purpose of the Wisps? I would say that their main function is exploration. Colors really promotes this idea. Exploration is a huge part of getting high ranks in Colors. Like, you literally can't just take the main path and get an S rank, which I think is great, and I really love this style of gameplay. A Sonic game that promotes you fully exploring the entire level top to bottom is a really fun idea, and I think it's really well executed here, and it really puts your skills to the test once you figure out that route to get the S rank. So put simply, the Wisps are a way to explore the levels, typically so that you can find red rings, so that in your final S rank run, you can connect the dots of the red rings to get as much score as possible. And as I've already said, I really like these. I think these are fun power-ups, I think they work in the game, and I think they were used in very creative ways which give you access to tons of fun new paths. And while I and a good group of other people may really like the Wisps, tons of people do not like the Wisps one bit, and I do fully understand that. It's definitely a deviation from the other two Boost games that are actually good, but you get my point. The other Boost games aren't really about exploration. They never really promote you taking your time to learn the level that much. When you find a new path in Colors, that's just like the normal jazz, but finding a new path in Generations or Unleashed is kind of shocking, because most of the time you would just have blazed right past it, because exploration just isn't something you think about that much in those games. And since Colors basically forces you to slow down and explore the level to get the S ranks, I totally see people not liking that philosophy. It makes sense, it's not like a lot of other Sonic games. So overall, I understand both perspectives. I love the Wisps, and I understand why people do not like the Wisps. And now that I've discussed what are the Wisps, why I like them, and why I think a lot of people might not like them, I think it's time to head over to the Doom powers. But I didn't want to do this alone because apparently I'm the only person on Earth that likes Sonic Colors, so I had to bring on a fellow Sonic Colors enjoyer. Take it away, Riley.
From the information we have right now, it seems that the Doom powers were given to Shadow from these Doom egg things, and I don't really know what these things are, but from the trailer, it seems that these are the things that give Shadow his powers. And with these powers, Shadow can do things like kick enemies into walls, surf on water, and fly, just to name a few. I feel like these powers will allow Shadow to traverse the level design in new ways, which in turn should allow Sonic Team to have more creative ways of incorporating alternative level design. But as you may have noticed, these Doom powers aren't necessarily completely new. So you see, Shadow has always had some sort of ability in all of his playable appearances. The most notable ones that come to mind are the Chaos abilities. Chaos Control, Chaos Spear, Chaos Dash, and Chaos Blast have made several appearances throughout the Sonic series. Now, from what we know about the Doom powers, it seems that they're going to be sort of an upgrade to Shadow's Chaos abilities. Right off rip, we can see Doom Spear and Doom Blast, which are practically just Chaos Spear and Chaos Blast, but upgraded. And it doesn't stop there either, because the Doom powers also have many similarities to the Wisps and Colors and Lost World. The Morph ability has a lot of similarities to the Pink Spikes Wisp, as you can scale walls and ceilings. The grappling aspect of it kind of reminds me of the Jade Ghost too, and with the wings, it's easy to draw parallels to the Crimson Eagle Wisp from Lost World. I mean, when I first saw that one gameplay shot in the city area, I immediately thought of Lost World. Man, I might be cooked.
So essentially, that's what the Doom powers are. They are very similar to the Wisps, and they have a similar function, as you can tell, and there's a lot of really good pretty direct comparisons. But saying that, the Doom powers appear to be so much more fun to use than the Wisps, even though I love the Wisps so much. My reason behind that is that it really doesn't challenge the philosophy of the other boost games. It's able to have fun power-ups that give you access to new routes, but it doesn't seem to hinge on exploration so much. Of course, there's no way to definitively know until the game comes out, but you can look at these, and these never slow you down like the Wisps do. With a Wisp, you're gonna have to go through a charge-up animation, usually do some gimmick that slows you down a good bit, and then move on with the level. And while I don't mind that, I can totally see why a lot of people wouldn't like that, because it can have a kind of stop-and-go feeling sometimes. But the Doom powers do not appear to have that in the slightest. Like Chaos Spear, you're just throwing them at enemies as you're moving. You get to maintain all of that speed while doing that. To be honest, out of all the Doom powers we've been shown, the only one that really doesn't promote going fast is simply the one where you get this big kick attack on all the enemies. And I think that's fine because it has a level of precision, as we can see here, because you actually have to aim it, which I think is really cool. So it basically feels like the idea of the Wisps, which I love, which is varied movesets as power-ups, but it's not done with any of the issues I could see people having with the Wisps. And frankly, while I've said this entire video I do love the Wisps, I do think they're not perfect. And I think that this game, Shadow Generations, appears to be fixing any of the small issues I had with the Wisps. And I fully believe that if you despised the Wisps, there's a huge chance that these will be super fun when the game comes out. Because it's not a conflicting mindset of the boost formula like the Wisps are in Colors. No, these Doom powers just allow you to keep going fast, and they're not about slowing down and exploring the level. No, it's just now, here's a new advanced way to traverse through the level. Instead of, here's a gimmick that allows you to get to a different platform or allow you to go underground or some other little gimmick. And I really appreciate that. I'm glad they're doing this type of thing. It's super sick, dude. And so yeah, that's about it for this video. I wanted to talk about how the Wisps and the Doom powers compare to each other and why I think, you know, Shadow Generations is just doing everything right. And even in my second favorite Sonic game, only because I find Frontiers a little more fun, but if it wasn't for Frontiers, Colors would be the GOAT. So I love the Wisps, but I can stand here and say right now that these Doom powers, just from a simple standpoint, just appear to be doing it so much better. Oh my gosh, how is this game so good, bro? It hasn't even come out yet. So yeah, I'm not gonna yap on anymore for this video. Obviously, shout out to SF Productions for hopping on this video. Make sure you guys go check out his content. He makes great stuff. With that said, I hope all of you have a great rest of your day. God bless.